What do you think about signing no one in January because we are going to be sold? First of all, don't know. It's hard to talk about being sold because we don't know if FSG have got something already done. We don't know if they are planning on doing it this season, next season. If they are going to do it in 2 years' time, Mark, they have to spend because they have to keep Liverpool as good as they can so they can sell Liverpool for the most money they can. I would only assume as a non-football club owner that the difference of a team being in top 4 and let's say 8th, that's got to be a big difference when it comes to value. That could be the difference of the club was valued at 4.5 billion by FSG. That could be the difference of 4.5 billion to 4 billion, which still a lot of money. To do but still, I still think that's something that FSG will take into consideration because they're not just going to sell Liverpool and go off into the sunset. They've got future investments that they want to make and they want to keep it ticking over. And I think to keep Liverpool at the top, unless they sell Liverpool right now, which, yes, Mark, probably means we might not get any January signings. And therefore, that means we're going to have to wait for the next owners to come in, invest the money, and then we have like a big summer, let's say. But if they're selling them in a couple of years' time, they have to spend, they have to go out in January and look at the options. And, that's why I just think, if you said to me right now, will FSG spend? I think they have to. I just don't think they're going to spend as much as the fans would like. I don't think it's going to be a big name that comes in January. Just someone to help out that squad. I'd be astounded if we never brought in a midfielder with the Arthur injury. Oxlade is going to be leaving. Milner's going to be leaving. Keita's going to be leaving. Well, there have been the rumours. I think that would make a lot of sense if they'd left as well, to be honest with you. And that's why we need to bring in new recruitment because we've got Curtis Jones, who's just signed a new long-term contract, by the way. What do you think about that? I'm okay with it because we need options in midfield. And if we're going to be selling Keita, Ox, and Thiago, Keita, Ox, and Milner, probably Thiago soon with the fact he never fucking plays, then we can't be selling all of them. So Curtis kind of has to stay, but he can't be a starter. That's why I can only see us going out in January and getting a midfielder. Not to mention Arthur's injury. That's 4 midfielders who were out, who were not available. And that's why we can't risk going into the rest of the season, tarnishing the chances of top 4 just because we thought we could do it with what we've got. Confirm top 4, guarantee it, and just get someone in who's going to be that temporary option who can tick us over because we're not going to be able to get a Jude or a big player in January. Let's just say that. Tyler Adams, Aronson is going to be a baller. Yeah, Leeds have been getting a few of those American ballers, haven't they? Shout out to Lewis Hall. Top 3 places prediction for the World Cup. I'm going to say Argentina. No, I'm going to go Brazil. Argentina. And then Germany. Ed says to keep its worth, got to keep proving it's worth the price. Yeah, true, Ed. Shankly says thoughts on Nunez. I gave me thoughts on Nunez earlier. Like Nunez. Nunez is sound. Very passionate motherfucker. And I like that. I like someone who just goes for it, doesn't speak a word of English, scores goals, and he has a belter personality. That's been my favourite thing about Nunez so far. I just like how passionate he is. I think when he comes on the pitch, he just oozes that energy and he does boost the atmosphere, which I'll be honest with you, as a fan who is an avid goer to the Anfield games, I'm fine with that. I am down with that wholeheartedly. Jacob, what does that comment say?
We spent money on Arthur. I can't see it now after them using
the old Michael Ashley. So yeah, we spent money on Arthur. I see it now. Them using the announce on sale before buying windows. Maybe you can't compare FSG to Mike Ashley. Sorry, much different levels on the scale. And let's be honest, FSG have done a lot more for Liverpool than what Mike. And this is someone who's not a big fan of FSG. They've done a lot more for this club than what he did for that club. Mike Ashley was a terrible owner, and it's because he never only invested, he just did not align with any culture that Newcastle had to offer. And when I say FSG don't align with the culture of what Liverpool have to offer, I talk about the ticket prices. I talk about trying to get Liverpool copyrighted. I talk about on top of it, I talk about it. What else do I mention? I always talk about the Super League as the main thing, and why wouldn't he want to try and create that again if he really cared about the integrity of football and the club? And that's my thing with FSG. To compare them to Mike Ashley, for me, is a little bit crazy. I'm not going to lie, but I sort of see where you're saying there, Mark. But yeah, Arthur Arthur was very much let a plaster on a wound that's massive, and it just weren't a good enough plaster, and now we need something much better. And I agree. I think Arthur was just the easy way out, but financially, it was definitely the most viable thing for the team, with the fact that we still hadn't got rid of Ox, Keita, Milner. But if you knew you were getting rid of those players, I suppose you could afford to bring someone in. But hey, I'm not the guy who pays the wages. Argentina just lost to Saudi Arabia. Might need to pick top 3. Did Argentina just lose to Saudi Arabia? Shout out to Saudi Arabia, man. The fucking belter team of football. Shout out to Saudi Arabia getting all the fucking the upsets in the World Cup. That's brilliant. Well done, sir. If there's any Saudi Arabia fans, which I don't know why you would be tuning in on a Liverpool channel when your teams have got the biggest upsets, probably in your World Cup history, but well done to you, because that's dead boss. And that's great. And that's why I love the World Cup. I wish I watched that game. That would have been an amazing moment seeing full time. What's the next comment, Jacob?
Should Firmino get a new contract?
Should Firmino get a new contract? Not a 2-year. He should get a new contract, not a 2-year contract. I think a year extension with a year option. So yeah, what I mean is he's got the rest of this season. Give him next year and give him an option to extend another year. Instead, they've done 2 years and extend another year as an option. So I just think that's a bit too long. But do you know what? I don't hate it. You don't have to be perfect, Liverpool. You don't have to do exactly what I want you to do. I'm just happy we got him on a new contract, because again, we're going to be seeing a lot of players go. Firmino's one of the loyal stays. He's one of the legends. You've got to keep Firmino, in my opinion, wholeheartedly. What's that next one? Big up, James, bro. Do you think Messi fans are crying right now? As a Messi fan, a little bit. I don't like Messi losing. I'm not going to lie. Besides against us, he can fucking lose all day against us all he wants. But I like Messi. And I really want him to win the World Cup, especially above Ronaldo. It's just because if Ronaldo wins the World Cup and Messi doesn't, Ronaldo fans will have such great ammo to suggest that Ronaldo is a more historic figure than Lionel Messi, which is not true at all. And he's certainly not a better footballer than Lionel Messi. I'm surprised that's ever a conversation. One gets goals, one's a much better all-rounded player. Both are great at their own things. It's just annoying that you have to compare them, because to make a point across, this is a thing that humans do. To get your point across, you've got to diminish the opposing's point of view. You've got to diminish their point, even though you're not trying to say their point shit and they don't know what they're talking about, whatever have you. It's just, you've got to make them sound shit. And that's why people think that I don't like Ronaldo, which is not the case at all. I do like Ronaldo. I think he's great. I think he is literally like the LeBron James of football, or I don't know, like whatever you want, the MJ football, whatever you want to say. I don't care. Whatever suits your fucking boat and whatever. I suggest Messi's better, and that's factual. And I am so surprised to this day that that's still a conversation.
Speaking of Ronaldo, what do you think of the Ronaldo interview Edwin asked?
Okay. So the good old Ronald interview. I think it was bad. I don't think it's ideal for him. I don't think it's a good example to set. He exposed the owners to a degree. Not really, though. He never told the United fans anything they didn't know already. So it was hard for the United fans to be like, oh, Ronaldo's on our side. He wants Glazers out. And he's doing it at the complete wrong time. Like, United are playing the best football that they've played in years, which is obviously not that much of an achievement because they're still fifth and they've been shit in recent years. But I still do believe that Ten Hag is going to build something decent there. I think he started that process quite well. I would suggest that it was wrong. The only reason why I'm a little bit on the fence about it is because I'm sure there's things that United have done that's seedy. I think they've told Ronaldo when he's came back, you're going to be the star of this club. And when you tell someone something and don't fulfill that, that is going to cause disconnect because you broke a promise. And that's where I can understand Ronaldo's frustration. Now, does that still take away that he could just be deluded and thinks that he's better than what he actually is? Now, very, very possible. But statistics is the main thing in football nowadays. I don't listen to it, but the fans do. And because the reason why Ronaldo has got 500 million followers on Instagram, the reason why he's the most well-known footballer in the world is on the premise that he's got the numbers, he's got the records. He said it himself, I don't follow the records just follow me. And that's great. That's brilliant. And he definitely uses those records to nullify how shit he might be now. But if you've been told by a club or an employer, I'm going to give you this, and this is going to be your role in this setup that we're trying to, and you don't get that fulfilled, I can understand frustration. So I can understand if United haven't filled their obligations to fulfill Ronaldo's needs, then why would Ronaldo do the same thing? If any, and if you're breaking rules, why can't he break rules and go on an interview? You get what I mean? But I think there's probably a little bit of, two sides to the story. United have done a few things dodgy. Ronaldo just needs to realise he's not that guy no more. And I think he would have been much better off accepting he's not that guy, being a part of whatever United is right now. Try and win a trophy at your time there. Even if it's a League Cup, just leave on that positive note with the fans and then go in your next adventure. When you didn't leave in the summer, that's when you committed to United Football Club for the remainder of the season. But it's evident that he's not happy with the way he's being treated, and United don't want him no more. Therefore, he's pushing a move out the club. Can you get that next comment up as well, Jacob?
Yep.
Jamie. I don't get why some people call me Jamie. I don't mind it. Just makes no goddamn sense because no one's ever called me Jamie. Besides, like the people on YouTube and whatnot.
J-Dog.
Jamie Plus, I have been supporting you since 2017. Since that man is the best player in the world, big up yourself, Noah. And you make me get through my mental health. And plus, I am a gooner. Noah, that's boss. Myself, I was telling Jacob just before we started, I've had a crazy few weeks when it comes to mental health. And I don't know, I've had this sort of thing over the past year where I think, like, if you have 2 arms, 2 legs, you can get up and you can at least give yourself the best possible chance of happiness, which is going out and doing the things that's going to make you happy. Training more, getting out there and doing the work that you need to do. And it's not about it being easy, but it's about when you do sit down at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and you're like, fucking hell, that was a hard day. But you get that sort of boost of adrenaline because you've done things you didn't want to do. I think the constant amount of getting into positions or situations that are uncomfortable is what combats poor mental health mostly. And it's what I encourage, but sometimes even I don't do it perfectly, Noah. And that's why I, like you, tune into some of my favorite content creators and try and get that temporary release that doesn't require me to get up and do a bunch of fucking sit-ups, you know what I mean? I like that temporary release, and I'm just glad over here on the COP TV, me, Ruby, Alex can do that for you. And Noah, you said that you're a fan of since 2017. I would assume you subscribe to James Redmond TV, otherwise you're a liar. But genuinely, no, I think it's boss that you tune into my channel, and that makes me feel better about myself. It makes me think I'm doing something right. So the fact that you're tuning in saying stuff like that only means I want to encourage you to do well, and not just because you're saying nice things to me. It's just because I want to see loads of people doing well. A lot of people don't hit the potential that they have the potential to hit, and it's a shame based on the limits that are set in this world, but they can be exceeded, they can be beat. So no, I keep going, my mate, and I'm sure that you're going to absolutely smash it. What's that next comment from? Goodall Stanley Poo. Shankly, sorry, I keep seeing it as Stanley from here. Mane was robbed of the Ballon d'Or. He wasn't. He wasn't. Let's be honest. I love Mane, and he deserves second, but he never deserved first. Benzema was definitely the winner of that Ballon d'Or, no doubt. Salah could have had a shout if he actually carried on being boss. Never carried on being boss whatsoever. So there you go. What's the next comment? LFC rejected Ronaldo, who was an admirer of LFC, but we wouldn't pay 12 million for him. So went to Whiskey Nose instead. The rest is history. Yeah, here's a question. Would Ronaldo, if that is true, would Ronaldo have had as good as a career if he went to Liverpool opposed to United? I think it would have been similar, but I don't think it would have been significant, is what I will say. I don't think it would have been significant in an aspect of really improving us, if that makes sense. But obviously at the time, it would have improved us. I mean, I don't know how much it would have improved his career and his chances of being successful. Like, would have he has won as many Premier Leagues while he was at United? At Liverpool? Probably not, because we never had as good as a team as Man United. So it makes a lot of sense. Invite Raw Rory, the living legends at the studio. Rory is a living legend. I love myself a bit of Rory, and I can't wait to see him when the games are back. He's a fucking hero, and he makes my life like very happy when I see him on the fan cams and I watch them. Go and tune into the Rory fan cams if you haven't already. Guys, we've literally got like 2 minutes left. So if you've got any questions that you want to get in before we round up the stream, definitely do that. Want to remind you of the sponsorship of this podcast, which is Flux. So go in the description down below. Click the link. Get yourself some beautiful club like this hat. You can get yourself some shirts, shorts, trackies, whatever the fuck you need during these winterish, colderish, Christmassy times. Also a gift. If you want to get a gift for people, go for that. Or you can go for Foco, which is our other sponsor as well. It looks like we're getting no questions. I tried to talk and ramble to see if we could get a few questions in. Jacob, do you have any questions for me?
Not particularly, mate.
Not particularly. Not even like how my day's been, or
I mean, it's midday, so it's quite limited as to how your day.
It is limited to how my day could have been. I'll be honest, my day's been very, 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 very average, but much better since I came in here. Good. You feel me?
What about after this? What are you doing after this?
After this, I am going to be going home. I'm going to be planning the videos that I'm going to be posting tomorrow because I'm returning to my channel tomorrow.
How many do you post a week on your channel?
I post since I coming back to YouTube, between about 7 and 10 videos. So now we're going to be going back tomorrow. Every week. Well, I'm a bad motherfucker. When I'm on form in YouTube, I'm a serious man. Last couple of comments. Look at us getting a few comments as we're about to leave, Jacob. Let me get through these dead quick because we have to wrap up in a sec. James, mate. As an Arsenal fan, when Liverpool were crap, like how Arsenal have been crap, did you generally hate football? No, because I love Liverpool. I love the culture. I will always support my club through the good and the bad times. And I think the bad times set up the really, really good times. So when you go through such a long period of shitness and then you get some good football, that's boss. Because you're like, whoa, this is proper different. And I've went through years and years and years of finishing 8th and shit like that. But then you get back to the top. Arsenal have got a whole nother era of fan base that haven't seen their team be successful. So I think the bad times set you up for the good ones, and the same in life. The good moments wouldn't be as good without the bad times. If we were just winning leagues year in, year out, you get used to it eventually. It'd still be nice, but you get used to it. And now I think when you do get one every couple of years, or hopefully we don't do 30 years again. Please don't do that, Liverpool. But I just think it's good to compete. I think football's about competing, and Arsenal are now back there. Mark says, how do you feel about Molly McCann getting beat? Devoed, dead quick on that. I just thought the UFC gave it a very high caliber opponent. Not that Molly couldn't beat her. I just think if it got to the ground, it was going to be a mismatch. But Molly's a keen motherfucker. She'll fight anybody. She'll be back. She's a huge star. I just think if you gave her the right stylistic matchup, she'd have been 2 fights away from a title fight. That's the way I saw it. They could have done a really good business thing there, but get her on the London cards. People are going to be buzzing, including my fucking self, because she, in my opinion, probably one of the more entertaining female fighters in the UFC. Why are you talking about the Prem now? I'm not talking about the Prem. Oh, I don't know why I was talking about it's a fucking football show, so I can talk about what I want. Afternoon, Red. Shout out to Antico. Saudi. Talk about the World Cup, mate. I've talked about the fucking World Cup, so if you're unwound, then you can do that. Guys! Oh, what a show. What a show. Did they do a good job?
Fantastic.
That was proper solo. That was like Coutinho back in the day carrying Liverpool. You know what I mean? My back is killing me. But, guys, go Cop TV 15%, Flux, Foco, get loads of toys, ornaments, Liverpool-related stuff. Christmas is around the corner. Let's have a cheers. Smash a like on this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And keep an eye out on this channel, my channel, James Redmond TV. There's some more juicy content. And on that note, me and good old Jacob, we'll see you all